What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you an item you can whip up on your laser to kind of help get your name out there as a beginner in the laser engraving world. You want to get your brand out there, maybe on some Facebook communities, Facebook Marketplace, get people familiar with you so you can start taking on custom orders. It's pretty hard to get your business off the ground if nobody knows about you. So I'm going to be whipping up some of these aluminum business cards. These are just from Amazon. They're very cheap. I will put a link below if you guys want to check them out. They engrave quite nicely, and it's a good way to have your business information on you ready to go. You can actually make these for other people's business as well, just by going online, looking at some local businesses around you, kind of targeting sales-based people or someone looking for a bit of a premium look on their business cards, something to make them stand out among the competition. So we're going to put together a jig. This is some 3/8 and some 1/8 inch. We're going to put them together, make a little jig to mass produce these. Nothing huge, just a batch of 12 at a time. So we're going to be using the Monport 80 watt CO2 laser. This is actually part of the crate this laser came in. That's some 3/8, cuts through that pretty nicely. So I'm going to hop on the computer, show you how to make up this jig, and show you how to engrave some aluminum business cards. Okay, so this jig is going to be very straightforward. I'm using LightBurn, obviously. Download a free trial if you haven't already, but basically we're just going to put a square down the size of the piece of wood we are working with. This one is 12 inches by 12 inches approximately. I have my alignment dots already on here, top, middle, and bottom corner, and I have my business card. This is 86 millimeter by 54 millimeter, and I've added a 0.2 of a millimeter to each dimension just to allow the card to sit down in there nicely without getting caught on the way in. So I'm going to come over here and use the array tool. It's a pretty easy tool if you're making a grid or a pattern. Just come over here and increase the X and Y rows to whatever you want to work with. So in our case, I'm going to be doing 3 wide by 4 tall, giving us 12 total cards. We're going to slide that over here onto our backing sheet, and that's pretty much it. And I guess just for fun, we'll throw a little bit of font on this. We will just use our letter tool. I'm going to type the jig, just so I don't forget what this is. And we'll go up here and pick an appropriate font. Good enough. And then we'll just scale it down, fit it on the top of the jig, and we will send it back over to the laser. Okay, and with a little bit of luck, you should be left with something like this. Now, these 3 dots are going to be the alignment marks. They're going to help you once you have this on the laser bed. You can use the red dot laser just to help yourself get lined up while you're trying to place this. If you don't have an alignment laser, you can always pulse the laser, see where it hits on these spots. But yeah, you get the idea. So I'll show you that here shortly. We're going to go ahead and glue it to the 3/8 backing board. You can use the 1/8 inch. I just like to use something a little bit thicker. When you cut this stuff, it tends to warp a little bit. You can see over on this corner, it's lifted up. So we're going to glue that all down to a nice sturdy back just so we don't have any warpage in the jig. Okay, so after an hour or so, your jig should be dry. Take the shop back off of it, and that's what you're left with. So we've got, like I said, a 12 slot jig. I'm going to throw a business card right down in here and show you how accurate this thing is. We're going to get it all aligned using the little alignment dots. We'll pop it in the laser now and get it all set up. Okay, so I've got the laser head aligned with the bottom right alignment dot. You can see our card in the center there. We're just going to go to the computer, hit that center dot, make sure that lines up where it is on the actual machine. So I'm just going to come over here, use this guy right here, pop it in the center, and you can see we are nicely aligned. So just as one last check, I'm going to highlight the box that the card is in and frame it. And we look like we're pretty much bang on. So I'm going to go ahead, hit the start button on the computer, and we'll see how this one comes out. So for this one, I've selected just the one layer. I'm just going to be doing the details on the card. I obviously don't want to cut out the entire jig again. I've also gone ahead and done a settings test on a test card. I'm going to be going at 7,000 millimeters per minute at 11.5% power. So we're going to go ahead and send it over and see what we get. And there we go, guys. We have a laser engraved aluminum business card. This thing came out right where we set it on the jig, and now we have a way to batch out 12 of these at a time. Like I said, this is a pretty good way to get your name out there in the new year. Once I wrap up kind of my Christmas projects, I'm probably going to be knocking out some of these for other businesses. I'm just going to go around, almost cold call some businesses, hand these out with people's logos and information on them, see if I can drum up a little bit of business for myself in the new year. So if you're interested in these, I'll put a link to these on Amazon. They're very cheap. I think it's like $20 per 100, and that is Canadian dollars. So for you US folks, that should be even cheaper. I'll throw the Gorilla Glue up there if you're looking for some glue. It's pretty good stuff. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and maybe even learned something. I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.